what will be important for you to know is this. How do we take the symbols from the APA vowel chart and the APA consonant chart? Or from the handout we have been using, how do we type these on our keyboard? Well, you will have this site right here, the ipa.typeit.org full. Make sure it's on IPA full. And you're going to be able to take any of our phonetic symbols, and that includes vowels or consonants, and there's many more here, okay, and be able to type a word. So if the American word for that's how we spell it, right? So this is how we spell it, but how do we say it? And saying it, remember, comes in brackets. So that. Well, I know it's this here, the. And then what's the sound? Ah. Do you remember? Well, it's that from the vowel chart. And then the last sound is t. That. So this is the way we spell it, and this is the way we say it. And those symbols say this is how you say it, not how you write it. Okay? So everything's here. It might take a little bit of getting used to. As you guys get better at this, you can just hold down your control key on your computer and type. I'm just going to type a regular S on my keyboard. I'm typing that. But if I hold down my control key, it gives me that. But if I hit it fast, it gives me different symbols. I'm going to hold down my Z key, just a regular Z. Now, if I hold down my control key and go fast, it gives me different Z's. Okay, now you remember this one, je, right? So this is where you can come. Now, some of you may be very familiar with symbols on your own keyboard, and if you know how to get these symbols on your own keyboard, that's perfectly fine, everybody. Don't worry about it. But this way, you can use this site, and then if I tell you, give me the phonetic transcription for that, and you have to go do it in phonetics, okay? Then all you have to do is then copy this. Okay, I'm going to Command C this or Control C it, and it will say copied. And then you can come back to Canvas, and then whatever you're working on, all you have to do is paste it. And then therefore that word shows up. So that's one way to do it. And you can, if you have a numeric pad on your keyboard, like many laptops do not have a numeric pad. They have the numbers at the top, but they don't have the numbers in a column on the side of the keyboard. Numeric keyboards can look something like this on, let's say, an IBM or a regular PC, where the numbers are to the side here. And then you also see numbers across. That's what it looks like for most laptops. To save room, they just put the numbers across. But if you have a keypad where you've got the numbers to the side here, then you are able to have a list of numbers that will produce the symbols that we're talking about. So, and if that's the case, I'll give you a website where you can just know what numbers to punch in, and it will give you the symbol that we need. Now, for me particularly, I don't, because I work off a laptop, so I don't have a numeric keypad to my right, so I just use the site that we have here. But for those of you who are using keypads that do, trying to show you different types of keypads here. For a Mac, it might look something like that, a little grayer, but on the side. So again, numbers across, but keypad to the right. If you've got that, then you can type in symbols very easily, very quickly. But for now, for most of you, it's just as easy to use this site because it's there. You can copy and paste. It's pretty easy. Okay. So let's say you're taking a little quiz and it says, what is the phonetic transcription for the following words? And one of the words, the spelling is that. Well, as we've done over here, we would just put that. And that would be the phonetic spelling, and then you would just copy that, right? And again, you just do Command C and it would say copied. And then you come over to your quiz and you just paste that in. And you can see it pastes in the phonetic transcription. Or if it were beauty, and remember you have to represent every sound that said beauty. Okay, so if we come back here, what does that look like? Let's take a look. Well, beauty, the spelling is right, but how do you say it? Well, and I'm just going to type a B since that's normal keyboard. Yeah, bew, y. So there's a Y in there, right? Yeah, bew, ooh. What's the ooh sound? Well, the ooh looks like a regular U, and your handout has the W up here, which you can put if you want. I mean, you could put that like that, right? Bew, D, bew, D. So that's a regular D. And then what's the E sound? How do we represent the E? Well, if you go back to the phonetic chart, you will remember that the E sound, usually you're used to the spelling with the E, but really, let's see what we have on our charts here. What is the E sound? Well, remember the E sound is that I. So that's what we have to go back and do a transcription on. So where's our I? Well, it's the normal keyboard I, right? And if you want to, again, if you want to put a little Y up here, you can. But for me, you can just put the one letter. In fact, it's just easier that way. It won't make you do it. And this too is optional, okay? So then you can put a bracket around that, and then you're going to copy and paste it. Now, I will always have you put it in brackets because the brackets mean this is how we say it, okay? So then you would come back to your quiz, and then you would just do Command B, and then love. That's a pretty easy one. How would we do love? Well, there's the spelling of it, but how do we say it? Well, the normal L, and then and that's stressed, like someone hit you in your gut. Do you remember that one? It looks like an upside down carrot. Well, you could answer this two ways. The most correct way is to put that carrot, that upside down V. Okay? That's our most correct way to do it. And there it is there. And then V. But it would be perfectly fine if you just did this and the schwa. Like that. Love. Okay? Either one would be acceptable. So then you could copy and paste the one that you want. And then bring back over to your quiz. And you would type it in there. See? So these are the kinds of things I wanted you to practice and be able to say, now, this will come in time. I'm only showing you how to use the typewriter, the IPA typewriter, and how to copy and paste. You're going to practice doing this before I'll ever quiz you, okay? This is just to show you how to type in here and how to paste. That's all I really want you to know for this lesson. We'll do one more, nation. Okay, so we're going to say N, nation, N, normal end, A. I don't know if you remember, but the A sound is really represented by this. If you go back to your vowels. So if we go back here, what's that A sound? It's represented by the E. Now, again, the book puts the Y there, but I don't require it, okay? So then we want to come back here, and we've got the E, but that's the A sound, and then sh. What's the sh sound? There. Ne, sh, Here we go again. You could either put the upside down E, or you can put the caret. Either one is okay. And then nation, and that would be nation, okay? And you just Command C it or Control C it, it depends on what computer. And in here you would just Command V it. And then you would just submit your choice here. You would just submit it. And then you would get your results back. All right, everybody, so the whole point of this lesson is just to teach you how to use this website so you can copy the characters, and then when it's time to do the assignments in class, you can just paste them into the Canvas assignment. Don't worry about this right now. I haven't really taught you a lot about phonetic transcription. I just want to show you where to go get the symbols. So once we start practicing this, and you're going to start transcribing later on, then you won't be at a loss to find, well, where's those characters or how do I type it in? It's going to be so easy. And then once you learn this, it's kind of fun. It's like a puzzle. It's like a secret code. So don't let it overwhelm you. We will do a lot of practice with this, and you will become very good. And again, once you know the symbol for the sound, you will be able to pronounce any word in any language, no matter how it's spelled. All right, I'll see everybody in class.